What's up, y'all? It's Travis Fowler, Hark Rider with the Four Corner Post. And I know it's been a little while since we've seen each other, but I had to take some time and reevaluate how I wanted to present content on the channel. But I think I finally have a working formula, and I'm starting with a predictions video for the Royal Rumble 2022. Can you believe that we haven't had a live Royal Rumble in front of fans in almost 2 years? God, 2020 feels like it was 10 years ago, or maybe I just feel 10 years older. You know, little baby girl, I heard progresses your age a little bit, or at least it feels that way. Either way, it's awesome that we have the Royal Rumble tonight. Before we get into the predictions, I want to let you guys know what we're going to do on the channel moving forward. And before I get into that, if you've liked what we've done before, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And then if you like this video and videos moving forward, make sure you hit the like button. And then also hit the bell so that you're notified whenever we upload a new video to the channel each and every week. Now, what are we going to be bringing you each and every week? I know it had been the top 10 wrestling news stories, but we're going to change things up a little bit. And instead, we are going to be bringing you what I think are the best wrestling shows each and every week. Now, what exactly does that mean? Here are the stipulations. Each show that I will be watching each week is a 2-hour minimum show. So that narrows it down to 4 shows each week. Raw, Smackdown, Dynamite, and Impact Wrestling. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, what about NXT? As much as it pains me to say, now that NXT is being treated once again as a developmental brand, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but because it's not seen as a third brand like it once was of a Raw or a Smackdown, I will not be including it into my decision as to what was produced for the best wrestling show each week. Also, Raw is traditionally a 3-hour live show. And sometimes I'm not able to watch the whole 3 hours, you know, family stuff comes up, so it's sometimes real difficult to watch all 3 hours. So instead, I am going to be watching the condensed version on Hulu that's about an hour and a half each week. But wait, you're probably now thinking, you said it was a 2-hour minimum. Hour and a half's not 2 hours. Yes, you are correct. But since I will be watching most of these shows through a streaming platform anyway, they are already condensed down to about an hour and 27 to an hour and 30 minutes already. So if you were to have factored in commercials on that hour and a half Raw that they put on Hulu, then that would be traditionally the 2-hour format for the Raw program. So that's how we are going to justify the Hulu watching of Raw. And besides, it's my channel and I'm gonna put my rules in, and there you go, hotty ha ha. Now, before we get into the Royal Rumble predictions, make sure you put your predictions down in the comments section. And if you agree with some of my picks, that's awesome. And if not, tell me who you think is going to win what matches. But let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into my predictions for this year's Royal Rumble. And we're going to start off with the Women's Championship, Becky Lynch versus Doudrop. Quite frankly, I'm not really looking too forward to this match. It may be a sleeper match because both women know how to wrestle. It's something that they're both really good at, especially if you watched Piper Niven's work over in NXT UK, or God, why can't you just call her Piper? Doudrop is so dumb. But whatever, she's making the most of it, and she's got a women's title opportunity tonight. Who am I picking to walk away with the title? Honestly, I don't see an upset happening. Becky Lynch walks away still your Raw Women's Champion. Coming up next, let's go ahead and discuss the It versus Grit couple mixed tag team match as WWE Hall of Famers Edge and Beth Phoenix take on The Miz and Maryse. I actually really kind of like this feud. I would say some of the stuff that they've used to build it up is a little meh, not exactly for my taste. But overall, I knew that this is where the crescendo would come to when they announced Edge versus Miz last month for the Day 1 event that took place at the beginning of this month. So I'm so happy that they've made this come true, and I'm going to keep it short, sweet, to the point. We see an upset tonight. Miz and Maryse walk away with the W over Edge and Beth Phoenix. Let's now talk about the Universal title match between the Drip God. Anybody else getting used to the oh, maybe just me? And Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief. Seth Rollins, or Seth freaking Rollins as he's known now, taking on the longest reigning Universal Champion in WWE history, beating Brock Lesnar's record. I actually do think this could be a fun match. They have both great performance skills. Seth, we know, is a workhorse, and despite what maybe some people would like to think, although I can't imagine why people do anymore, Roman Reigns can hold his own more than just about anybody, if not the best, in big match situations. Big Dog evolved into the Tribal Chief, and he has not looked back ever since. And I'm still here for it. But in this match, I think we see the Universal title reign broken, as I believe Seth Rollins will beat Roman Reigns tonight and become your new Universal Champion. And because of that, it leads in to the next championship match, the WWE Championship match. And I cannot tell you how excited I have been for this match since it was announced. It's been a match that I have been wanting to see for years. It's BL versus BL for the WWE Championship. They're two big, strong guys with a lot of similarities and backgrounds, and I am so looking forward to this matchup of two hosses just butting heads to find out who's the toughest of the tough. And in this WWE title match, it's been real back and forth on who I was going to select for it. But for storyline purposes, I'm going to go with my gut here. And honestly, I think some people would think it's kind of obvious, but I still think it may go either way. I'm just picking Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is going to walk away WWE champion, and it's going to be a hoss fight. I no doubt think that these two can pull off a great match, and I look forward to watching it. Now let's discuss the 30 Women's Royal Rumble match. You know, it sucks that they have already spoiled some of the surprise entrances this year, but rumor has it that there are plenty other surprises that they are trying to work out for the Ladies Rumble match. So there's stuff that we can still look forward to. But who do I think is going to walk away? Well, for the Royal Rumble match itself, I'm going to present to you who I think is going to win and who I personally want to win. So we're going to start off with who I personally want to win. She was announced for the Rumble just last night, making her comeback. Thank you. I am so glad that she's made it back in time. I am actually picking Sasha Banks for who I want to win. But who do I think is going to win the Rumble? I'm going to give it to Liv Morgan. And honestly, I'm not disappointed if either one of those ladies were to win the matchup. I like both. I like what both are doing work-wise. Sasha, she's a proven commodity in the wrestling ring. That girl can't have a bad match with anybody. And then you've got Liv Morgan, who has evolved from the NXT startup that I did not think had a lot of promise to actually being a well-rounded, good female wrestler. So I do think one of these two women walks away with it. It's either Banks or Morgan, and I'm here for both. Now let's discuss the Men's Royal Rumble, which has a lot of surprise elements that are possible for tonight's event, but I'm going to keep it short and sweet because there's so much that could happen, and I'm just looking forward to it. Obviously, Johnny Knoxville's in it. You've got tag team partners in it, but there's two people that stand out for me. Again, who I want and who I think are two different, but I honestly believe one of these two men can walk away with the victory. So, who do I want to win? I personally would love to see AJ Styles walk away with a Rumble victory. He's done just about everything else in WWE, and I personally would love to see him walk away with a Royal Rumble victory, especially since it's the event he debuted at 6 years ago. I can't believe that was 6 years ago. I was a stoked kid watching it at my apartment on TV. Now I'm a stoked adult still that feels like a kid, hoping he wins the Rumble tonight. But who do I think WWE is going to give it to? I honestly believe Big E walks away as your Rumble winner tonight. They haven't really discussed his WWE title loss, which has been a little disappointing, but he has such a good chase story that he can do, especially if Rollins does win the Universal title and brings it to Raw. You can get back to your original day one match, which was Big E versus Seth Rollins, and you've got plenty of time to build to it. So I do think that this is a possibility, and I do think WWE will have Big E win the big Royal Rumble matchup tonight. Well, that's my predictions for the Royal Rumble 2022. Once again, who do you think wins the men's and women's and all the other matches on tonight's Royal Rumble card? Make sure you leave your opinions down in the comments section below. And as we said at the beginning, make sure you liked this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit the bell for notifications every time we upload a new video. And I am looking forward to bringing you my opinions on who has the best wrestling show each and every week moving forward. So ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today. I'll see you next week.